Hello there, I'm Big Alias. My name is Dog is barking right now, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. XDefiant. It's the review. It's a review of XDefiant. Okay, listen, I've been gaming for decades, man. Decades. And I have never in my life seen a game... seen people try to kill off a game quite as much as Call of Duty. I've been in and out of the franchise before. I've disliked a lot of the games. I've liked a lot of the games. Currently, I'm happy with Modern Warfare 3. I do want to say going into this that this is probably going to be a bit of an unpopular one because it's going to seem as though I'm batting for Call of Duty and Activision. I'm not doing that. I'm just trying to look at this from a viewpoint of like, this is a game I enjoy, and I'm sorry, I'm not happy about the fact that it's a game I enjoy. I don't like Activision. I don't like, how despicable they are with these games. I don't like the fact that I had to pay the price of a full game to play Modern Warfare 3, but it is fun. So XDefiant was obviously like an option to move away from that, and for a lot of people it has been, and I'm happy for those people. For me, listen, I mean, I played the game, I had a few rounds, and then I sort of went on to Modern Warfare 3 to directly compare it. And it's going to be annoying for some people that I'm talking about Call of Duty so much during an XDefiant review. But it has geared itself up for these comparisons so much that anyone who says, can we stop comparing this to Call of Duty, is just kind of being blind. We definitely should be. I mean, if they're begging for it. It's like when people are saying, don't compare Back 4 Blood to Left 4 Dead. It's like, no, they're doing it intentionally. They're using it for marketing. And quite frankly, when I went back to Call of Duty, it was just like, it was night and day. Like, it was so much more fun playing Call of Duty. I mean, the quality is better, it's smoother, and you can prone, and I just had a better... It's just more my type of game. I'm going to give you a lesson. Okay, so a USP. A USP stands for unique selling point. And every sort of media franchise tries to have one, in terms of like, I don't know, Halo, it has its heritage. Battlefield, it has large-scale combat. Like Fast and Furious, it's names, certain actors tied to it, or, crazy action with cars that's completely unrealistic. That's a USP. In the case of XDefiant, it's the fact that it doesn't have skill-based matchmaking, which I think immediately, the reason I've just like sort of segued into this is because this is the best way to sum the game up. It feels less like a game and more like a counter to other games, like a lesser of evils. Marketing your game as this is the one that doesn't have skill-based matchmaking, I think is very telling of the time that we're so like obsessed with development itself, and like our ability to shape a game has become very, very important to us, and feeding into like telling people you are a part of this game and you are part of what's creating this game is very important for a lot of people, and it's clearly been very successful. The game is very successful, but it's just not enough for me. And I do agree that it's a good thing. I've been sort of very on the fence about skill-based matchmaking. I do understand why it's implemented, but I do also agree that like it causes games to sometimes become very stale. Like, well, yeah, if I know what's going to happen in a game, why bother playing it? But also, if I don't enjoy the gameplay very much, also why bother playing it? And I've seen a lot of other people sort of feedback the notion that you need to stick with it and you need to spend more time with it to get good at it. And I agree, but also a game only has a certain window with which to grab me, especially when that game isn't doing anything particularly different to what other games are. I mean, like, everyone's saying that this is like a modern day Black Ops 2 or Modern Warfare 3, and it's like, yeah, well, if it's like that, and I have to put a lot of time into like enjoying the game, then what's incentivizing me to like push on and enjoy the game? And I think for a lot of people, what's incentivizing those people is the notion of moving away from Call of Duty and how exciting it is to have a new experience. And I agree. And I will spend more time with this game, and I will give it more of a shot, and hopefully when I keep trying it, I will enjoy it. But for now, it feels very generic. I'm not a fan of the fact that there isn't as much aim assist here. I'm sorry, I like aim assist. I'm sorry, shoot me, I think I like the maps. I think sometimes they can feel a little bit too confined. I do like the design of the maps. I like the design of the maps. I like the fact that they're a lot more colourful. That really is a big plus for me. And I also think that I don't feel the sense of like nostalgia that other people are. Like a lot of people are comparing this to Black Ops 1, to like Black Ops 1 era Call of Duty, which I kind of don't agree with. I mean, you can't prone in this game. Visually it looks a lot different. You have like the powers and abilities which were never in Black Ops 1. Just because it doesn't have skill-based matchmaking or heavy aim assist doesn't mean it's going to feel like an old school Call of Duty game. It just means it doesn't have a couple of those annoying features. And also, I mean, a lot of people are praising it because it feels like Black Ops 2, that era of Call of Duty, or Black Ops 3 because of the powers. I personally, I've said this many times on the channel before, I don't see the hype behind Black Ops 2. I don't know why people consider it to be the best Call of Duty. I certainly don't think it is. I think Black Ops 1 or Modern Warfare 2 would be the best Call of Duty games. I don't know why people think Black Ops 2 is. So reminding me of that isn't particularly a good thing for me. I also don't think it does, and reminding me of Black Ops 3, man. I hated Black Ops 3. I didn't like that game at all, so that doesn't do anything for me either. I'm also just not a fan of the powers thing, which, at the same time, if it didn't have the powers, it would become even more surface level and generic, and even more similar to the current day Call of Duty games. So I can see why you would have to have something like that. But again, it's just not for me. I mean, I really am rooting for this game, and I want it to do well. But it just has to do more. I think the package there is good. I realize I'm speaking very negatively about this game. Okay, I will say, I think the gameplay is good. I mean, Call of Duty is like very, very, very good FPS gameplay. Say what you want about microtransactions or like cosmetics and stuff like that. Say what you want about that. It's true. That stuff is egregious. But that you can't deny that the gameplay is absolutely excellent in Call of Duty. And here, it's great. It's very good. It's just not as good. And the visuals, I like the visuals. I like the fact that it's more colourful. If anything, there are parts of the visuals that I prefer here to Call of Duty, and even games like Halo and stuff like that. Very, very good. But objectively speaking, not incredible. And also in terms of comparing it to other experiences, not unique. The UI feels very much like Overwatch. The poppy, colourful visuals, combined with the landscapes, the maps feel very Black Ops 3. It's just, I also don't like things like some of the UI elements, like when you get hit, the little thing that comes up on the screen. Not a fan of that. Little bits like that. I'm hoping it gets better. I'm hoping I play this game and suddenly it clicks and I have an amazing time and I can scrap this, or I can come back with another video and say, listen, I was completely wrong. I'm loving this game. I'm having a fantastic time. But right now, we have to remember that it has to be doing something special to pull me away from the other experiences I'm already having. With Halo, I have a space shooter that, has Forge. I think the big thing for me with Halo is Forge. So that is going to keep me going. With Call of Duty, I have excellent, very fast gameplay. If I want something large scale, I go to Battlefield. This doesn't have anything that those games don't have. Yeah, don't have. And so right now, as we currently speak, it's just not enough to pull me away. But I do think it is a good game, and I think I'm going to give it a very fair score now. So at the moment of recording this, I'm thinking 6, but I may edit this and change that number. But currently, yeah, I'm thinking a 6. It feels very much like a 6 out of 10. And for me, a 6 out of 10 is a game that is good, doesn't do anything spectacular, and doesn't really innovate in any way. So it feels like a perfect 6 game. I played 5 games and immediately knew this is a 6 out of 10, and that hasn't changed since. So that's XDefiant. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it has changed your life or moved you away from other games. I hope it has, honestly, but I'll see everyone later.
The PlayStation is only $149, and you can also get leading titles.